game that was to end the 2020 season. The Crimson Tide getting that 18th national championship in school history, and for Coach Saban, the 69-year-old, in tears because it hit him. He has just surpassed the legendary Bear Bryant.
Yeah, that is something that we don't see Nick Saban get that emotional and show that side of himself. So obviously he is understanding, of course, more so than any of us, the magnitude of eclipsing Bear Bryant, of doing it as the Alabama head coach. And I'm sure he looks back upon his development as a coach at the various levels and institutions where he has coached, and it just probably just hit him.
It did. I mean, especially when, of course, the confetti starts falling and he is on stage with his players and the trophy comes out. You could just tell the moment the trophy came out, Nick Saban put his face in his hand. The tears started to flood then because he understands the fact that we were almost at the point before the season started where the thought was, would we have a season? Would college football be able to move forward because of all the situations with the global pandemic of the coronavirus, and just the job that every president, chancellor, athletic director, coach, and player did to make sure this season took place, and the focus that Coach Saban had, the focus these players had, just all of that encompassing in that one moment, and then seeing that trophy, that did it for Coach Saban, looking at this team that they bought all in. And Saban has said so many times throughout the year that this team, there were no distractions. There was no disappointment on his end. This team was everything that he needed it to be.
The more Nick Saban is in the spotlight, the more we get a little bit more of a glimpse of who he really is. There is definitely a separation between his persona and what his reputation is as a very hard, rigid football coach, disciplinarian, X's and O's, stick to the football, versus what we know to be very much a player's coach, a man who loves his players, who invests heavily in their well-being beyond the football field, builds relationships with them beyond their careers at Alabama. And certainly we've seen him break out of his shell in a sense in the last several years. And we just see it more and more in regards to being able to express his love and appreciation for the players, and his appreciation for their hard work, their effort, the leadership on the team. He just seems to embrace the relationships and embrace the experience more than he used to, or at least lets us in a little bit more than he used to.
And I feel like, Mark, the first player that really kind of broke that shell of Coach Saban, if you will, was Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, Alabama has had quite the number of tremendous young men and characters to come through the football program. But when Tua came through in 2017, Tua touched a part of Saban that I think is only reserved for his wife, Miss Terry, his children, and his grandchildren. Tua touched a part of Saban to where you saw Saban cry. You saw Saban open up. You saw Saban express a little vulnerability, and you wonder, what is this? I've never seen this. This is new. Whoa, he's human. This is different. I'm not used to this side of Nick Saban. And I feel like that started in 2017 with Tua, and it just has grown from there, especially with the 2017 class as a whole and the guys and the players that have come after that class. But I really felt like Tua's class really sort of broke that assumed callous of Nick Saban to where to the media you start to see more of the genuineness that he does have.